The strongest man on earth is fast approaching. One of the events we are looking forward to the most is the log lift for Max. So I am really excited for the log lift at Strongest Man on Earth. It's going to be the first event, and Brian has clearly shown that his vision of who the strongest man in the world is about who is statically the strongest. He's got a number of max lift events going on in this competition. He sticks to his guns. It's a competition I think us as fans really look forward to. And Brian has a certain vision that he wants to portray. He was always about big weights, and that's what we see at Strongest Man on Earth. So starting off with the log lift for Max, and we have some incredible log lifters coming to Colorado, 4 of which all have a great shot at the American record.
Yeah, so the American record currently sits with Bobby Thompson, and it's 217.5 kilos. So he lifted this at the 2021 Clash on the Coast, the American Log Lift Challenge. It was like a record breaker show.
Yes, a few years ago, and I think important, we should start with Bobby because he's easily forgotten about sometimes in lineups. He's not one of the biggest personalities online, but he is a tremendous log presser.
Yeah, he is.
He's done very well in log lift competitions many times, and he's good at kind of lifting his best on the day. He's won log or been joint first at the log at Strongest Man on Earth before. He's won plenty of big log lift competitions, and as the record holder, we certainly shouldn't dismiss him. So as you said, he's the current record holder, 217.5 kilos, just shy of 480 pounds. He's been lifting around the 195 kilo mark in training, making it look good. He's feeling confident for a big lift come the contest.
So one of the big threats to Bobby's record, I believe, comes from Lucas Hatton. Now, Lucas's best lifting competition is 211 kilos, which is 465 pounds, and he did that last year at North America's Strongest Man. But in training, very recently, he posted 490 pounds. So that's 222 kilos, 12 pounds over the current American record. Now, of course, he has to do it on the day, but my goodness, it's looking promising, isn't it?
It's kind of crazy looking at Lucas. As you said, his best log lift is 211 kilos in competition. That's the most he's done in competition. But Lucas has been incredible on overhead events very consistently over the last couple of years. He's won so many different types of overhead events, and he is looking like he has his eyes on that record, potentially even more, potentially the world record.
Well, he's not like worlds away from it. So the world record is 231 kilos. That's still owned by Ian Bibby, and he did that last year at the Log Lift World Championships at Giants Live.
But if we look at Lucas's past, like behind the neck jerks and presses, unbelievable. Logs and dumbbells, we've seen him on through, Rogue, through the Arnolds, all those type of shows. Giants Live recently, yes. He is incredibly good when it comes to overhead events. And I think he wants to make a statement. He wants that American log record.
Yeah. Also, Lucas is an incredible all-round athlete, but he does have some weaknesses. So he's really going to want these banker points, I guess, starting the competition super strong with max points.
Now, another man that I really think can challenge when it comes to the American log lift record is Trey Mitchell. Trey, an absolute powerhouse. Again, someone that backs it up in competition as well. He's done very well at heavy logs for reps. He's done huge weights in the past. He's looking ridiculously strong in training. 480 pounds for a double in the video here. And he probably... it's the brute strength that you kind of admire when it comes to Trey Mitchell. Technically not quite as good as someone like Lucas Hatton, but anything when it comes to brute power, this man is incredible. It's not to say his technique's bad, but he doesn't lift with that explosiveness that we see some other lifters.
Trey's technique is like, it's just good enough. Do you know what I mean? It's efficient enough, but he's just so strong.
Exactly. He's very much like Zadrunas.
Yes.
Zadrunas Saviscus, the man that really took the log to a whole new record. He's got ridiculous shoulder and tricep power, as well as tremendous core strength, which is really important for the log as well. And he is just perfectly built, looking like he's peaking with the training. This is normally the contest he comes into his best shape in. When you kind of look back in the past. It's the competition he is, before it was Strongest Man on Earth, when it was just the Shore Classic. He's won it twice. He's won the log at this event a number of times, and he is looking like he's in form to really push. I mean, we could very well see not one guy go over the American record, but multiple guys in this contest.
So the fourth man on our list is Austin Andrade. Now, Austin's best competition lift is 191 kilos, which he did at the 2022 America's Strongest Man, which doesn't sound like much maybe compared to, Lucas, Trey and Bobby. However, that was 3 years ago, and that was when Austin was still competing at the open level, so the open amateur level. He has come on leaps and bounds since then. He's a lot stronger now, and he's so much more experienced now, and he recently posted a 455-pound lift, looking like there was plenty more in the tank. That's about 207 kilos to shy of.
Yeah, and again, an absolute powerhouse. Yes. Similar in terms of that physique to Trey and Lucas. Very, very thick set, loads and loads of power. And, this competition is about pure power. Yeah. A lot of it is. And these guys, they're not I say this respectfully, but they're not the athletic type. They're not the Rain O'Neill or Mitch Hooper
or Paddy Haynes.
These guys are about pure strength. Big, massive body weights, huge muscles, huge frames, and lifting the most weight in a particular lift. And for me, it's exciting. I love to see the biggest weights lifted at times. I think the fact that all of them are peaking at the right time. They've all been training very, very hard for this competition. It's like some competitions, you see some athletes and they're not in great shape. Yeah. The athletes that are coming to this competition are all training super hard. And these four particularly looking like they have their eyes set on the American record, maybe more. Now, when we talk about maybe more, there are a couple of other great log lifters in this competition that could help see us push this American record and maybe even more.
Yeah, and I think the first name that really springs to mind is Andre Foitu. So he holds the junior log lift world record at 210 kilos, but he recently posted a 215 kilo log for a double on his Instagram, which is just insane. It's ridiculous.
Getting better every year. Yeah, we saw him at the log lift championships last year, looked extremely strong. This year he looks even stronger. Yeah. This is his first time at the Strongest Man on Earth, so we'll wait and see how he does, but certainly a contender when it comes to this event.
Yeah, and another person that shouldn't be forgotten, Tom Stoltman has done 210 kilo on a logging competition at the 2023 log lift championship. So excited to see what Tom can do. We've not seen a max log from him.
I think Tom has a little bit of redemption when it comes to the logs at the Strongest Man on Earth.
Very much so, yeah.
It was a couple of years back where he zeroed the log. Yeah. It was the Trump log, and he went for the heavy log and missed it. I want to point this out because weirdly, considering we've had 2 max log events and we've had the Trump logs at the Strongest Man on Earth, the most we've ever seen, and this includes huge log lifters such as Luke Stoltman, Graham Hicks, Adrunas has been there. The most we've seen at the Strongest Man on Earth is 206 kilos. Yeah, and we did see bigger numbers by these athletes going into this going into those competitions. Yeah. I've seen arguments for people like they're using a different log this year because Brian's logs are very awkward. Uses those, logs. The big metal logs, huge ends to them. But the first 2 years where they did the log for max was a wooden log as well.
Yeah, it was.
So maybe there's other factors. This is an altitude. I don't know how much that affects the top end strength. Maybe just focusing on the whole competition. But there's a lot of athletes pushing and putting their name forward to wanting to break records, wanting to hit national records, world records. But sometimes you can push a little bit too hard in training. So I hope the athletes have left that little bit more to peak on the day. Knowing Brian, he will allow athletes to pick numbers, which sometimes is nice as well. It depends how many lifts they get. That can also affect...
Usually 3, yeah. It's going to be interesting. It kind of changes the competition, doesn't it? It becomes tactical as well.
Yeah. So, we could see someone do 1 pound over a record. Some guy might go 2 pounds over. Someone might try and think, right, I'm going to let them push, just try and get what I think I can get in hope that they fail to get the biggest points. So there's lots of factors when it comes to this. But with so many athletes coming in great shape, I do think that record has to be in danger.
And let's not forget, looking at the wider sort of lineup, there's 16 men in this competition. 7 of them have done 200 kilo plus on a log. And the guys that haven't, they're in the 190s, 180s. There's lots of great log lifters here.
I think it's going to be an amazing start to the competition. There's lots of other great events to focus on. but the log lift is going to kick things off with a bang. We have more big log lifts to come later in the year with the Log Lift World Championships. A couple of other athletes that aren't in this one that are training hard for that. But I cannot wait because there's been so much talk of the deadlift recently.
Yeah.
And the deadlift's been great. But the log is such a classic and iconic strongman event. Just lift that weight from the floor to overhead. And with the lifters that we've got, with that brute power, I think we're going to see some fireworks. As always, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you see American record getting broken? Potentially even a world record. The Strongest Man on Earth is going to be an incredible show. Link in the description if you want to watch it. We'll catch you guys next time.